Now focusing on Aristotle, who was the first philosopher to consider the dynamics of public speaking and persuasion, his observations were all compiled in the Rhetoric, which became the first textbook on public speaking. Aristotle defined rhetoric as all available means of persuasion. In layman's terms, rhetoric and rhetorical theory refers to the study of techniques for persuasion, depending upon the audience and the occasions. He presented three methods or models for persuasion: ethos, pathos, and logos.
Ethos is about persuading another based on the character of the speaker. An important aspect of ethos is that credibility is what the audience gives the speaker. Since the audience has the judgment to the character of the speaker on their performance at a given time, the speaker's credibility is a function of the perception the audience has of that speaker at that time. Therefore, speakers need to prove their trustworthiness through their delivery and content.
Nor are these the only points in which a city is worthy of admiration. We cultivate refinement without extravagance and knowledge without effeminacy. Wealth we employ more for use than for show, and praise the real disgrace of poverty, not owning to the fact, but in declining the struggles against it.
Pathos means engaging with the emotions of the audience. Since humans are deeply emotional creatures, we are mostly comfortable when our beliefs and actions align. So important note on this is that the speaker should be able to capture and creep into the emotions of their audience and be able to let them feel their message. Get their heart engaged with it.
Men of Athens, I honor and love you, but I shall obey God rather than you. And when I have my life in strength, I shall never cease from the practice and teachings of philosophy. Understand that I shall never alter my ways, not even if I die many times.
Logos uses argument and logical reasoning. In spite of being emotional beings, we also place a high value on rational thinking and thoughtful decision-making. Through the application of logical reasoning accompanied by credible evidence, speakers aim to persuade the audience of the best course of action.
When, Athenians, will you take the necessary actions? What are you waiting for? Until you are compelled, I presume. But what are we to think of what is happening now? For my own part, I think for a free people that there are no greater compulsion than shame for their position. Or tell me, are you content to run around and ask one another, is there any news today? Is there any news today? Is there any news today? Could there be any news more startling than that a Macedonian is trumping over Athenians and setting the destiny of Hellas?
To summarize the concept of public speaking in classical period, it is important to remember these key points. 1. Public speaking was the crucial tool in provoking democracy in ancient Greeks. 2. The Fantastic Four were the first starter of rhetoric. 3. Aristotle introduced the idea of the different methods of persuasion. On top of all, the classical period is the epoch of birth for public speaking. Without the ancient Greeks crying for democracy, we would not have been able to also battle and use our voice for it. And that is what the classical period is all about.